Hey everybody. So right now we're going to discuss the poem that you read for the week 6 discussion, What Lips My Lips Have Kissed by Edna St. Vincent Millay. So this poem is another sonnet. We talked about a Shakespearean sonnet last week, and in that video I mentioned that there's another very famous type of sonnet called a Petrarchan sonnet, where the ideas in the sonnet are organized. In the first 8 lines, there's some sort of problem or idea that's presented, and then the remaining 6 lines sort of answer it, if you will. And if you notice the way that this sonnet is organized, we have 8 lines and then a space and then 6 lines. So this poet actually draws our visual attention to that break. A lot of times a Petrarchan sonnet is still just all together without that space in between. In this case, she's actually drawing our attention to it. So keep that in mind while we're going through this. What is happening in those first 8 lines versus what point she makes in the last 6 lines? What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why, I have forgotten. So, what lips my lips have kissed, who I've kissed, where I kissed them and why I kissed them, I have forgotten. What arms have lain under my head till morning, she's also forgotten that, who she's been in bed with. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight, that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply. So it's raining outside, and the rain is full of ghosts, memories, right? That tap and sigh upon the glass, the windows, and listen for reply. So she has forgotten about all of the people that she has laid in bed with, who she's kissed. But the rain is full of ghosts tapping on the window, so it's kind of making her remember a little bit. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads, boys, that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry, like a cry of ecstasy at midnight. So she doesn't remember the men of her past. But the rain on the window tonight, the rain is full of ghosts. It's causing her to have glimpses of memory. Because she doesn't remember the specifics, but she knows it happened. Right? She doesn't remember them. But the rain is full of ghosts. The ghosts of the men from her past? Maybe? Or unremembered lads. Unremembered, like she knows that they were there at one point, but she doesn't really remember them. That never again, that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. She knows that it happened. She knows they were once there. She doesn't remember who they are. But the rain tonight is causing her to think about them, and there's a pain in her heart for those unremembered men who will never be there again at midnight to cry out to her. Let's take a look at the next 6 lines and see if we can figure out what point she's trying to make. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. So she, in the first 8 lines, gave us this image of herself, right? Listening to the rain and having these memories, but they're not full memories, and how it causes pain in her heart because those men are never going to be there again. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. In the winter, things are dying, right? If you think of the seasons as representing our life cycle, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter. She's almost at the end, right? Stands the lonely tree. So she is the lonely tree in winter. And a tree in winter is very bare, right? Nor knows what birds have vanished one by one. The tree doesn't remember each individual bird that once nested there but is no longer there. Yet it does know that its boughs are more silent than before. So the tree doesn't remember the birds themselves, but it's very aware that it is alone now. The birds are gone. I cannot say what loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me a little, that in me sings no more. So I cannot recall the specifics of what loves have come and gone in my life. But I know that summer sang in me once. I did have a prime, right? For a little while. But now, summer does not sing to me anymore. So she is lamenting being past her prime now. And that melancholy that comes with knowing that certain moments of your life have passed and you'll never get those kinds of moments again. That's not to say she can't find love again. It's not even to say that she can't find passion or be sexually active again. But it just means that what that was like in her prime, that can't ever be recaptured again. That time has passed. And the rain on the window tonight is making her think about it, and she's a little sad because of it. And it's a very interesting juxtaposition, this poem and the Shakespeare poem last week, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? Because they both use the idea of summer as being the prime. So it's kind of a common theme here. What's interesting is, Shakespeare captures his beloved and says, you'll never fade from your prime. You will always be beautiful because I've captured you in this poem. And in this one, the speaker has passed her prime and can't go back and is a little sad about it. But I love the metaphor, if you picked up on it, the comparison. She's talking about herself in the first 8 lines, and then in that second 6 lines, 6 lines at the bottom, thus in winter stands the lonely tree. She doesn't come right out and say, I am the lonely tree, but she is the lonely tree. It's a great metaphor. Nice side-by-side comparison there to help drive the point home, right? A lot of nice imagery in this one too, right? The rain is full of ghosts tonight that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply. Even the whole imagery with the tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. Very nice imagery there. But just a really, I just like following it up, having those 2 poems, one after another, because the first one, it's like summer is, she stays in summer. She doesn't decline. She stays fair and beautiful and young. And in this one, it's like, oh, yeah, this is actually what really happens. It's kind of sad, but it's very honest, I think. Much more, it's real, I think. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, let me know.